Today, I'm going to break down the cost of how much it will initially cost you to get a dog and what the costs are between the month of 0 to 3. So let's get started. So depending if you get your puppy from a shelter, which obviously is always encouraged, or from a breeder, the cost obviously is different. From a breeder, you pay usually quite a high price because it's a purebred dog, and from a shelter, you have to rely on what the shelter tells you, what kind of dogs those are. So the cost varies to start with. Are you adopting versus are you buying? And I always encourage to adopt and don't shop. I have 5 pets myself. 4 are adopted and 1 is bought, which is the golden retriever. Otherwise, all pets are adopted. If you haven't seen them, go and check out their videos. But so the initial startup cost for adopting is $350 in Utah, which includes the dogs being spayed or neutered. When you buy a dog, a golden retriever purebred, they're usually quite expensive, which is about $1,800 is what we paid. So that's your initial cost in terms of fees. Both of our dogs are crate trained. So this is for Tucker, the golden retriever. This is for Perky, the little black mix who is adopted. So these crates are both from PetSmart. The bigger one, this one is 42-inch, which is about $89. And this is, I think, 36-inch, which is about $59. As you can see, there are mats in the crate as well. The mats are roughly around the same price as the crate. And then Perky has this additional little bed, which is kind of worn out now. So we'll probably get him a new one because he likes to just sit in there and hang over it. $20 to $30. And for Tucker, we initially got him a snuggle puppy thinking he would cry on the first day, but he did not, so he hardly ever used that. And then we just put an old pillow in here, which he actually sleeps on quite a lot. He's losing his winter coat right now, so it's a little bit dusty in there, but we tend to hoover, or as you call, vacuum it. So there are crate covers available for these crates to give them more the den feel, but I thought they were really expensive initially, and since we had so many costs already, I just found these 2 old blankets, which are from IKEA, $10 each, and I put them over the crates just to give them the feel of a den, which dogs quite like. And then for golden retrievers, I definitely recommend these maze bowls because, man, these dogs, they eat a lot and they eat fast. And then Perky, he was a really picky eater, but he's become a much better eater now since Tucker is here, because if he doesn't eat his food, Tucker will eat his food. So we actually feed both dogs in the crate as well, because Perky, the little one who was adopted, is pretty food aggressive, or got food aggressive when Tucker came. So to avoid any fighting, which we've seen before, we put them both in their crates and they eat in their crates. So cost of the crates is about $250 all in for the big one. The smaller one, obviously more around $150. We also got this box where we put all their toys in. The toys are all in here. The best place where we found toys is actually Home Goods. So these are about $10 and they really like all these toys, tug of war toys, and they're all a bit, I think they're all squeaky or tug of war toys, mostly from Home Goods or Target, which have been pretty good. Once your dogs get a bit older and you want to train them to be in place, this one here is actually quite good. It's slightly elevated, which tells the dogs, that this is the place where they need to go and sit if you want them to sit or go play. So this is from Amazon. It's about $40. And now we're in the pantry. So I quickly wanted to show you guys some treats that we get, or bones. So these are the busy bones for Tucker, the golden retriever. These really don't last long. They last about 5 minutes ever since he's grown up meaning he's just over 6 months now. So they don't really last long, so I don't recommend it as much. These ones are even softer, so they don't last that long either, but I like to switch it up between bone marrows that we get, which are fresh from the grocery store. I'll put a video in, which are the absolute best. They actually last close to an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. We get Whimsies, which Perky really likes. Perky, everything takes him a lot longer since he's so small. So Whimsies, there are 48 in here. I think this is about $20. This one lasts quite a long time. And what else? We get like jerky bites. I love to spoil my dogs, so I have quite a lot. This is the food we add on top of the dry food ever since he's become a bit bigger. Lick mats when the dogs are little and they can't go out. It's quite stimulating. We have, when Tucker was smaller, we fed him through this maize bowl just to stimulate him more, as he wasn't really able to go out without vaccination. So this was $15 from Amazon. The lick mats, I got 2 of them. I think it was $10 to $15 as well from Amazon. I got this snuffle mat, which was again $10 to $15 from Amazon, because in the first 2 months when the dogs are not vaccinated, they cannot go out. So it's really important to tire them out and stimulate them. So I did spend quite a bit of money at the beginning just to stock up on stuff like this. We still use them for breakfast. I will still use it for, you know, to change things up. But yeah, those are the things that we bought initially when we first had the dog. And then do not forget the vaccinations. Let's talk about it. And on top of all the startup costs for their furniture or, you know, beds and toys and food, you have the vaccination costs and spaying and neutering costs as well. So when you adopt a dog, they usually are spayed and neutered, but when you get a dog from a breeder, you have to spay, neuter the dogs yourself, not yourself, but you have to take them to a vet and get them spayed and neutered. So for Tucker, that's going to be another $500 on top of all the vaccinations that we already paid for, which I think was about $300. But for any dogs that come from the shelter as well, you will need to get further vaccinations. When you send your dogs to doggy daycare, they will require the influenza shot as well, which is another $50. So the initial cost of getting a dog from scratch, if we want to say it that way, to get it from a shelter obviously is always cheaper because you don't pay such a high fee. Some of them come vaccinated, most of them come spayed and neutered, so it's a really good price if you can find the dog that you're looking for. If you of course have the capacity to adopt any dogs, please go to the shelters and adopt a dog, don't shop. But if you're getting a dog from a breeder, it is a little bit more expensive because you have the initial fee. For Tucker, it was $1,800, and then you pay for most of the vaccinations. You pay for to get them spayed and neutered, which is $500. So I guess it depends what your budget is, and when you have a dog and you're working, you obviously don't want to leave them at home locked in for 8 to 10 hours, which I think would be quite cruel. So we have someone come in during the day to let them out and walk them for half an hour while we're at work. And if you plan to send your dogs to doggy daycare, when you have 2, it gets quite expensive. So I prefer having a dog walker come in. But yeah, doggy daycare does add a lot more to your cost. So I would say to initially get started, it is a bit cheaper to get a dog from a shelter, and it's definitely more expensive when you get a dog from your breeder. Assuming based on your budget, you will know where you will get your dog from. Again, please go to the adoption shelter. There's loads of cute dogs out there that need our love and support. We got our dog from the Humane Society. I think it's an amazing organization and we have been very happy with them. We got one of our cats from there, and we got 2 cats from our local Petco shop. I think most of the PetSmart or Petco shops have a local adoption center within their store, so that's where we got our 2 cats from. I hope this was helpful to you. I will break down the cost in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.